With only 6 days to go until I think we see a monumental change in the total ecosystem of Terra Luna Classic, I want to talk to you about validators, what to expect coming up, and why this is important. So if that's something you like the sound of, be sure to subscribe to the channel. Also, give it a thumbs up on this video. Let's get this information out there, because staking for the community is going to be huge. And with that being said, let's dive into this video. So here we go. I want to talk first and foremost, what is proof of stake? So we've seen this, we saw Ethereum has now moved over to it, and we obviously know Terra Luna Classic is a proof of stake blockchain. So it says here, the concept of proof of stake. Proof of stake is a consensus algorithm for blockchain networks that is based on randomly selected validators who stake the native network's token by locking them into the blockchain to produce and approve blocks. Validators are rewarded based on their total stake, incentivizing nodes to validate the network based on the return of investment. Talks a little bit there about what it is, but look, validators, this is the interesting bit we need to be aware of before the community ones go live. So it says, in proof of stake blockchains, validators are selected to produce the next block based on their stake. Although often designed with random functions to prevent a front-running consensus, a larger amount staked by a validator could give them a higher chance of producing the next block. Proposed blocks by validators are then propagated to the rest of the set, who verify and approve blocks to the blockchain. Now, why is that important? Why is the fact of having more staked Luna Classic going to be important for the ecosystem? You might be thinking I'm talking absolute rubbish, but we're going to talk about it in just 1 second. So we currently have 10.2% staked of Terra Luna Classic. We can see here that roughly the staking APR or APY is 38.2% and 46.9 respectively, and the total number being 703 billion Luna Classics staked. Now, as we go through, a lot of these are the current validators. We can see that, you know, you got KuCoin there, Loonseed DAO. Some of these burn part of their rewards and some of them do not. Now, you will always get a certain percentage of APY or API back to you, but what we want to see is actually these validators burning some of their rewards. It supports the ecosystem and it shows they're invested in the growth and the redistributing of benefits from Terra Luna Classic. Now, thinking about what we've got coming up with the community validators, then the more community tokens are sat on those validators, the potential more rewards that can come. So as an example, there are a couple of validators that are going to come on from the community that are other YouTubers who are talking about committing their rewards to burning Luna Classic. Now, I, for one, just to put it out there, will not be doing the validator, and I'm not going to do it. I don't have the time to do it. But again, these that are going to stake and they're going to burn some of their rewards should be the ones, as investors, we think about supporting. If, for example, we have, and I don't know this to be 100% factual, but KuCoin as an example don't do anything in terms of supporting the blockchain. They give you a 10% reward. So as you can see here, look, net APR is 34.4%. Let's say you get that, but they do nothing else on top of that, and you've got a community validator that's going to offer you the same APR, but they're going to burn 50% of their rewards. Why wouldn't we go with those communities? Now, again, we have to be conscious that they will have voting power over Terra Station and what that can do. So we do need to be mindful of it. But again, as you come over to Terra Station, if you've got your wallet links, these are all the potential validators that you can link with. You've got their voting power. You can actually organize it by voting power. So these, generally speaking, are what have the most amount of Luna Classic staked with them at the minute. So you can see all nodes being the number one with nearly 20% of the staking power: Interstellar Lounge, Orion Money, Loonseed DAO. And again, you can click into these and they're going to give you what they do. So we burn Luna with our yield, a dedicated community validator, secure 100% uptime, and enterprise grade hardware. Again, this isn't just I'm going to open a validator and away we go. So you can see it talks through all of the different things that they can do. And equally, and this is the important one, you get to see how they voted on some of the governance votes on Terra Station. So again, if you're coming over to look at validators, then you can come on here and do that there. We also see Happy Catty Crypto as an example. We've got Classy Crypto, Crypto King, all going to be doing it and bringing their own personal nodes into the Terra Luna Classic ecosystem. Now, what we should then start to see is the burn amount go up. And again, it's going to be important where we stake that. Remember that first thing we talked about, the more that is staked to them, the more chance they have of doing the other block, which ultimately rewards them with yield. If they're going to burn that yield, then it makes sense for us to do it. It's another way of how we can burn more Terra Luna Classic. Remember, this is about a lot of different things adding up to deliver the end product, as opposed to let's just burn 3 trillion tokens. It's just not going to happen like that. But if we have lots of small things, they suddenly add up to a significant number for Terra Luna Classic. So it's pretty exciting to see. I do think we will see a strong price movement on the back of the validators. Maybe not the day they go live, but as these start to validate, as people move to staking, because there are people out there that are waiting to stake specifically with the VTubers or the social media influencers that they want. So it's definitely going to be an interesting point. I, for one, am excited. It feels like we're getting some momentum. The market isn't great. I think it's fair to say we've seen a significant decline in the market over the last 24 to 48 hours. But the good thing is we can sit here and we know what's coming with Luna Classic. We know that there's an ambition to repeg USTC. We have an ambition to do something with USTN. We know that community validators are coming on board. When you look at other projects, take Ethereum as an example, then what are they doing? Yes, they've moved to proof of stake, and I'm in no way comparing Terra Luna Classic to Ethereum. Let's be clear about that. But at the same time, there are things in the pipeline. There are things on the roadmap. There are things coming for Terra Luna Classic that makes me excited about what we're going to come. And I think what we are going to be is really poised to absolutely make the most of the next bull run. Hopefully that might be sooner rather than later. But look, October the 26th, be sure to subscribe to the channel. We're going to be keeping you up to date on all of those community validators. We're going to be looking at them, reviewing them, and giving you the best, so you are best placed to make as much money with your Terra Luna Classic as possible. So if you like the sound of that, be sure to subscribe, turn that notification bell on, and leave a like on this video. I really do appreciate the support, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.